if you watch the game, you know, the officiating was a problem. It seemed that Golden State could be super physicality minded, and Indiana couldn't breathe on anyone, and the flopping was absolutely ridiculous.
Listen to me carefully. Golden State couldn't beat Caitlin Clark playing real basketball, so they turned this matchup into an Academy Award flop fest, and the WNBA officials completely bought it. Make no mistake, when you watch a team abandon defense to just throw their bodies on the floor hoping for a whistle, that is desperation. We saw WNBA referees allow Golden State to play football, while the Indiana Fever couldn't even breathe on their opponents without catching a foul. It was a complete failure by the league office.
Aaliyah Boston is not entitled to any space at all. She can't turn and make a move to the basket. Even Kara Lawson calling the game said, listen, Aaliyah Boston is stronger than some people. Like, it's not a crime. But the flopping, the absolute Academy Award-winning flopping is ridiculous.
Aaliyah Boston is one of the strongest forces in this league. That is a fact. But apparently, being stronger than your opponent is now a crime in the WNBA. They crowded her, they shoved her, and the minute she made a standard, fundamental basketball move to the rim, the Valkyries collapsed like they were struck by lightning, and the officials rewarded it. If you watched that and thought that's not right, you're not alone. Every veteran in this league saw the exact same thing. But that's not even the worst part. Watch what happens next.
Caitlin Clark's in foul trouble. And meanwhile, I'm watching like Caitlin get, you know, hand checked the whole way, hand on her waist the whole way. I know that they had a task force in the off season, and people went through some training, I guess. I don't know, officials went through training, and I'm thinking, if so, the officials...
Caitlin Clark in foul trouble. Aaliyah Boston in foul trouble. Meanwhile, Golden State defenders have their hands all over Caitlin's waist the entire length of the court, hand-checking her like it's a 1980s street game, and the whistles are totally silent. We heard all off-season about this supposed officiating task force. We heard the league trained these refs. Let me tell you something. If that was the result of their training, the WNBA needs to demand a refund. It was a joke. And what comes next is the moment that broke this whole thing wide open.
And again, I'm not going to not credit Golden State. They got away with a whole lot, but they played better when it counted. And I don't like the nature in which they played. It seemed to me that the game plan was, hey, if you hit the floor, anybody who hits the floor, they're going to blow the whistle. Flopping like ridiculous, and officiating really.
This is where the truth comes out. Make no mistake. Rewarding players for throwing themselves on the floor isn't adjusting to the game. It's a coordinated effort to neutralize Indiana's undeniable physical dominance. Golden State's entire game plan was cynical. If you hit the floor, blow the whistle. It completely destroyed the flow of the game. But here is why the Indiana Fever are built entirely different this year. Because even dealing with a blatantly one-sided whistle, even with their big three struggling to find their rhythm, they refuse to fold.
Fast forward to the fourth quarter, and Indiana is taking the lead, and it's kind of going back and forth there at the end because they refuse to quit.
They battled back. They dropped 30 points in the second quarter alone. And by the fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark and the Fever had taken the lead on the road in one of the loudest, toughest buildings in the entire league. That is the heart of a champion. When the establishment tries to bury you, you don't complain, you just go take their building over. And they had Golden State dead to rights in May 2026.
Several seconds to go in the game, Gabby Williams steps to the line. I believe Indiana was up 1 at that time. Gabby Williams steps to the line and gives you a Christmas gift in May. Missed 2 free throws. You couldn't ask for a better Christmas gift.
A Christmas gift in May. Gabby Williams steps to the line. The Fever are up by 1. Momentum is entirely in Indiana's favor, and Williams chokes. She misses both. The door was wide open to silence that crowd and walk out with a victory. But you have to secure the basketball. Giving up that offensive rebound sucked the absolute life right out of them. That's the margin of error we are dealing with right now, because the real story isn't just what happened tonight. It's what this means for everything coming next.
The stretch, and then of course the very last play, drawn up, and we saw that football alignment and got a good shot. And like, that's the good news. Like, for every single one of the losses, you had an opportunity to either win the game or tie the game.
Let's look at this from 4 angles. First, the locker room angle. This Fever team now knows they can play their worst game of the month, fight a completely unfair whistle, and still be within one shot of beating anyone. Second, the league angle. The WNBA front office is going to have to step in and address this flopping epidemic because fans are tuning out. Third, the opponent angle. Every other team just saw that the only way to stop Clark is to literally fall down and beg the refs for help. And fourth, the historical angle. This isn't the first time the WNBA establishment tried to bury a generational talent. Back in 1997, Cynthia Cooper had to deal with the same kind of physical disrespect. Back in 2008, Candace Parker was treated the exact same way her rookie year. The pattern is absolutely clear. When a player threatens the existing power structure, the league closes ranks. We saw it then. We're seeing it right now.
And my issue, in addition to that not being good basketball, when you think of what good basketball should be, but also they supposedly have these new fines for people who are flopping. What are we doing here?
It's embarrassing. The league supposedly implemented fines for flopping. So where are the fines? Now, what does this mean for the rest of the season? 5 things. Number 1. Every player on this Indiana roster is watching how the league handles this film. Number 2. The referees for the next Fever game are already under a microscope. Number 3. Golden State knows they got lucky. Number 4. The media narrative is going to try to blame Indiana's defense, but the tape doesn't lie. And number 5. Caitlin Clark is going to take this personally. Many of you in the comments have been saying exactly this for weeks. You were right. The fans saw what the mainstream media refused to acknowledge. You called the WNBA officials out before anyone else did. And tonight, every single one of you got proven right one more time. And here's the one thing nobody is talking about. The biggest consequence of all is still coming.
And when you think about the fact that this team did not shoot well, did not defend well for quite a bit, and still had an opportunity to win the game, and in the final seconds even, was up. You got some good things to take away.
I'll say it again. When a team shoots poorly, defends poorly, battles 5-on-8 against the referees, and still takes the best defense in the WNBA down to the final 0.6 seconds on the road, that's not a loss. That is a warning shot. Indiana knows they gave one away, and Golden State knows they barely survived. So here is my question for you. Do you think the WNBA needs to immediately start suspending players for this Academy Award flopping? Or is it up to the Fever to just play through the rigged whistle? Let me know down in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe if you want the actual truth about this league.